It's like weird, dude. Like I thought about how it's gonna go. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit back, basically.
Right.
But no, dude, I can't see anything that's going on. I can't.
So you feel kind of lost.
I feel lost. Like I can't switch to you when you talk, dude.
Well, it's already there. I'm gonna do it in post, which a lot of people are like, what's Trevor there for? At this point?
And I guess
what's he doing?
I really don't even need to be here today.
Well, we're happy you are here.
Yeah, me too, man.
For the most part, I mean, we do have to get this thing under control, though.
Yeah,
it's episode.
I really got
episode 14 or something.
It's like I'm usually doing things. All right.
Right. This time is the absence of that,
and
which actually could boost this thing. It could take it to a whole new level we didn't know was possible.
Yeah. Well, the mixer died, and we're waiting on a new
Well, what
one.
I'm saying is, without your touch, this might become something we didn't even know it could be.
Right.
The mixer's coming tomorrow.
That's great.
We're just in time for us to not have it now.
Yeah.
But shipping. eBay's not Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Well, in the old days, you used to have to send a guy, go get it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had a guy.
Yeah. Well, let me know when it's here and we could do a test run.
Yeah, well, it's here tomorrow. So we'll do a test run. We also gotta record another episode because this week maybe. Yeah, busy guy this week. What you got going on?
I'm moving stuff. I'm not.
So that's a couple hours.
I was thinking we could probably test it out tomorrow.
Right. Trevor's getting too much fan mail, so he's got to move locations.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We did some. We went to an antique mall.
Yeah, that's gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole thing, and we could do that tomorrow.
Working on a video essay as kind of a documentary.
Yeah.
And it's we got the show every week, but that's not all this is, guys. We're taking this to the next level.
Yeah, it's a program.
It's a network.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
We're gonna start signing some big names here soon.
Right.
Getting them on our network, and switching up the website maybe.
Yeah.
Because these Squarespace rates. Let's not get
too down
in the dumps, man. Let's not get too financial.
You pay for a lot of stuff, though, man.
Right. Stuff adds up.
Yeah.
And what's the income usually stays right about the same. Sometimes drops down. Never seems to quite get.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
So what are you going to do about it?
Well, we got a mixer coming in tomorrow.
We have to think longer in terms of like months, years.
Yeah.
Because these things slip away,
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting really negative with this thing. Right,
it's gonna be a good vibe.
Can you hit me with a little positivity here? What are you doing back there?
I don't
Nothing
even
today.
know.
You got the stuff set up just for show.
Yep.
And
just to make it look like I'm doing something.
He was crying and crying.
I was like, what do you mean the mixer's not coming in?
I told him just go in, the other room. I'll do the whole thing. I got some stuff I want to talk about, but he was saying, I want to be a part of this thing.
I insisted on being here today.
So we set up the stuff. We got the whole, flare.
The whole smoke and mirrors. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, that was evident from episode 1.
Yeah.
We got Nikole coming on.
We got Nikole coming on. I have no idea who she is. I may have met her before.
I don't know much about her either. I saw her, played a show with her in a house. Did that acoustic show. Were you there?
No.
No. So he doesn't even show up.
I was out of town. I remember. I wanted to be there. Him.
He was crying and crying. But anyways, played a show.
Yeah.
I think she's in maybe Dairy Family as well as a singer.
Yeah.
But then she has her own songs, and they're quite nice. So she's coming in here. We got trying to take this in more of like I'm trying to get serious. People aren't taking us very seriously. I've noticed that.
I heard that. They think we're like...
think we're a couple clowns.
Yeah.
Have you been trying to be funny this whole time?
Dude, sometimes a little levity a little levity's good.
What are you talking about?
A little levity's good for the soul.
Levitation.
Yeah.
I can't fly. Can you? Are we headed that way?
Oh yeah, we can. Everyone can fly.
They thought at this point we would be.
Well, everyone can. I could fly 6 feet.
This is why he needs to stay behind the camera.
6
He
feet.
needs to stay.
I can fly 6 feet. I can hover 6 feet above the ground and 3 feet forward.
This is like the Fushigi ball.
Yeah, but it's real.
It's a sham. The sham wow.
All right. Well,
we should do a product segment.
You think
where we
Fushigi
review stuff? You know. Would you guys want to see maybe like an unboxing? We could take this in an unboxing direction. Would you guys want to see maybe we take this in like a food review type thing?
Oh.
This could be maybe a daily vlog. We'll just go daily vlog with this thing. Are you free every day?
I don't know if I could eat every day like that, man.
Well, it's not a daily food vlog. We could start a blog, though.
A blog.
Again, we're just spitballing.
We could start a zine. You know those?
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work, and then no one reads it.
That's true.
I've always wanted to do that, and it's like, what,
Yeah.
I'm going to work out some essays, and then no one reads it? No one gives a shit?
This band called Sister from New York.
Yeah.
I met them yesterday, and they make a zine called, I think it's called Gunk, but it's very cool. And I think they're on like 15 issues by now.
Is it like a family zine? It's about
It's like about about
siblings.
It has music.
Siblings making music.
Yeah, I don't know if they insert their band a lot in it, but
Oh, okay, so it's sort of like an op-ed.
yeah. There's a list of shows that are coming up in the area, and I read a big excerpt. It was like 3 pages long of this person who like was just talking about their experience on the road and playing music. Hemlock. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of that.
Not familiar.
No, but I think they're like all like basically like they're spending all of their time on the road and just playing music at shows as much as she can. And I think that's really cool. And she wrote a very poetic thing that I read. But
again,
anyways,
you read it.
I
no
read
one
it.
else can read. Where is it? You don't have it.
You gotta
gotta
look
recite
into
it?
the gunk zines, man.
That would be a mess. Too many things to get into.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of things to. You got to choose like how you want to spend your time. Like what sort of thing do you want to consume at this moment?
Exactly. I mean, Trevor gets on here, just plug in local zines or something.
Yeah,
But maybe they're going national. You say they're
they could
traveling
be going
a lot.
national.
I think it's important for all of us to get out there, get out of our
Yeah.
comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah,
Trevor's real hesitant. His car, it's not in great condition.
Yeah, you're talking about. You're talking about nobody reads zines, but if you get enough people together, and you can get a lot of good people to read up a good blog.
I think it's real corporate, though.
Yeah, it does actually real quick.
You got to hire the doorman.
Mm-hmm.
You got to hire. He gets sick, so now you need 2 doormen.
Yeah,
and it's like the odds I even need both of them, but now I'm paying both of them. So what can I pay? $15 an hour? No way. I'm going $10.50.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a fair rate? We bumped Trevor up to $11.50. And
for
it's costing
zines,
us heavy.
For zines, I mean, I don't want to say artists need.
When I was teaching the guitar, he was like, I was getting paid like $20 an hour.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say artists do not need paid well, but
money would be
think
nice.
Maybe like working at a zine like doorman, working at a zine factory doorman, maybe $10.50 is okay.
But there's no growth there.
Yeah.
We're gonna open a bigger door. You got to think about this realistically. People see you for like the actual value you bring. You think you're in the building. That's cool. But then all the cool people, you just hold the door for them.
Yeah.
Eventually they stop saying thanks. You hang yourself. You have your kids. Now, not only are they pissed you just killed yourself, but what'd you leave them with? $10.50 an hour times what?
Times
you left them with $254. Divide that up by 2.
And you didn't even include taxes, man.
Right. Taxes.
Yeah. You did them, right?
I didn't do them. But I figure do them later and...
Yeah. I think it's definitely not called a CP40, but there's it sounds like that. It's
1040?
No, it's like a document you have to fill out when you didn't do your taxes on time.
We getting financial on this thing? This could be a financial podcast. Oh, I have to do a separate thing because I didn't do them on time? They already took the money, so I don't think... I just have to get the return.
Yeah.
They already took it.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really care.
And I don't think they're going to return it.
The money I did get from the venues, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just doing nothing, hoping it goes away.
Yeah.
I'll count it as it's kind of like you found some money.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a real like stroke of luck like that, where you stumble across a bag of currency, whether this one or
I found one time, like right over there outside of Goodwill, I found $1, and that was liberating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's as much money as I've come across. If you like stumbled like upon a suitcase full of money, would you like take it, or would you? Because that's like what that means, man.
Right. This is like the train thing,
Yeah.
You kill him. I'd kill him.
Yeah.
So are you saying would I have?
You'd kill.
I'd have to kill for that
you'd
suitcase.
You'd kill a group of people over one person. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. If it was me. What if the one person was me? Well, you got to have empathy in that situation, because what if I'm that one guy?
Yeah.
Who has to die while everyone else survives?
That's something to think about.
I think if you are that one guy who survives while everyone else unfortunately passes away,
yeah,
it gives you're not going to take any day for granted after that. At least for a couple months, you're going to have a couple good months.
Yeah.
You ever find that you got a new
you have a
swing
string
of
of good months?
Yeah, and then you're like, yeah, this is going good, and then you forget it all. You're like, yeah. You forget all the good stuff.
I mean,
not the memories,
actually.
Not the memories, but the routines, man.
Like what? Like the good routines we once had. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if we had them. I was working on myself.
Yeah.
It could be something you want to look into.
Yeah. What happened, man?
I think things are going all right. What are you saying?
No, dude. Like, what happened?
Then what happened with you? You threw your equipment. You were crying before this thing started. You're just crying and crying.
Yeah, the waterworks.
No one even,
Well,
the comments are being mean to him.
Yeah. I'm getting
which I thought were pretty funny.
I'm getting cyberbullied.
Yeah, but it's not. Just put the phone down, man. You only have to do it when you're editing the videos and uploading them, making the reels.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be looking at it all the time.
No, but like I'll get a notification and I'll be, there will be a cyberbully.
They don't care about you, man.
But there's like cyberbully. The cyberbully will text me on the daily every day. Like 3 cyberbullies text me.
Are you? Well, I think here's one thing. If you're just receiving texts and you're labeling people as cyberbullies, do you see what I'm saying? It puts every single person you interact with into a pigeonhole where they're bullying you. So why are you even showing up on the phone, on the online?
Yeah. Do you think cyber, that's kind of funny. Like, why did they choose such an old word? Like, why don't they go like web bully or net jerk? Oh, that sounds bad, actually.
I think you sort of wanted like that was rough. You sort of want like a superhero type of thing, like an anti-hero, like a cyber, like a bully.
Yeah,
I
as much as I have cyberbullies, I have a few.
The line between
I have a few cyber friends.
The line between bully and assault is so.
Cyber assault. Now, what would that be?
That would be
like, is that with emojis?
I think that's drone strikes.
Oh, because you're probably right,
it's
man.
Bluetooth, right, or whatever.
It's definitely cyber.
Right. Have you ever flown a drone?
Briefly.
You didn't drop anything.
No.
Well, we got Nikole coming on in a couple minutes.
I didn't drop anything.
We're gonna get into some serious stuff. Again, I don't know much about her. We're gonna really get an overview, see if there's any trauma that needs to be brought up and dealt with. Because Trevor, he's not doing anything else, so maybe he can kind of be like a armchair psychiatrist. Or what's the term?
A therapist?
No, armchair philosopher?
Yeah, that.
Whatever, man.
All right.
He was crying and crying.
Yeah.
But again, I think you're even without doing anything back there, you're still vital to this.
Yeah. I mean, thank you. It's kind of hard not to push any buttons right now,
Right. Am I pushing your buttons? Am I making you feel a type of way?
You're definitely pretty.
Right,
you're coming on strong, man. I might have another crying fit when I turn off the cameras. He was
just crying and crying, so it's like hard to get back in the groove after that sort of thing.
Anyways, it's hard to come back from crying and like talk to your friends like you didn't just cry.
Especially when I literally saw you crying.
Yeah, and you were like laughing at me.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. I mean, after a while, it's just like, is and your face starts contorting in ways you're like, you forget.
Yeah, to see my
You don't see other people cry that often.
Yeah. No, you don't. Some people like to hold it in, not me.
Yeah. Cut it out with the comments. Although
Stop bullying me. Take those mean comments off the internet. Take those mean pictures of me off the internet. Take them off.
And we're being good sports. We can take them down, but it's fair game, you know. We're going to leave them up. They're pretty funny.
Hey, man. It's an archive.
You might have something there. Hey, check out my album. It's coming out.
We got to fucking pump out a music video in a week and a half.
We're making the head. It's almost done. All right, Nicole's coming in a couple minutes.
The Acorn Archive.
Well, Trevor broke all his stuff, so we had to change the setup.
Yeah, normally I have like a video mixer, but it broke.
Wait, so what does that mean for you?
It means Trevor's not really doing anything. That's the hot seat over there.
Usually we put all of the cameras into one thing so that it records onto one tape.
Usually Trevor's helping me out a bunch. He kind of switches up the whole thing, mixes it, so then it's just one video at the end. This time we're doing something different where I have to edit it all, and he's just kind of sitting back there, you know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I kind of feel...
You talk sometimes?
Yeah. He does add a flair to the show that we would miss. I don't want to say we wouldn't miss him. What's your last name? McGee?
McGee.
Nikole McGee.
Is this active right now?
Yeah, this is it. We're
all right. Hell yeah.
We're going.
Yeah, McGee. My last name is a literal joke, which is awesome.
What do you mean?
You ever hear people like make fun of somebody by calling them a name and then putting McGee after it?
Oh, right.
You're right.
So yours is already set up to be a joke. And we're all kind of a joke at the start, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing we can help.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all kind of a joke at the start.
Some of us never really get out of that.
And I never will.
I don't think you can't aspire to it. I think you just have to aim in the right direction and you'll kind of find a peace within yourself.
Yeah,
we're trying to take this in a direction where we're giving people like lifestyle advice, you know?
Okay, so
so we want to dive into like, okay, so you were a child once, right?
Yes. I'm kind of almost still a child.
And then time passes and you get older. Eventually you got to start like managing your life by yourself. Now, what's step one there?
Step one to managing your life by yourself?
I mean, how do you take any sort of step forward? A lot of people are just stuck wherever they are, and they don't think really anything's coming.
Wow, this is a deep question. A lot of people are stuck.
Suicide's a big issue. I don't know if you're aware.
Well, first of all, you have to identify what the thing is that's holding you back from living your life.
Well, it's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done. I think identifying is easy. I think taking the step to putting work into moving past that identifier is the part that's actually hard. So let's say, for example, I need to take agency over my life. I'm stuck living at my mom's house, right? I'm a kid.
Right.
Okay. The only way for me to take agency in that sense is, okay, I have to get a job and then move out, put the work in and move out. Boom. Easy. Easy to identify that the issue is that I'm stuck at home because I'm young and there's literally nothing else I can do at this point.
Right.
You turn 18 and then it's like, now legally I can do things. I can go out in the world. I can move around.
Right.
However I want to, actually. So, I don't know. I think that's...
Well, it's nice to have a problem, you know, set up in your life.
Everybody's got a problem.
Right. It's nice to have a simple one that's like, you know the answer and you're just going to do it later.
I feel like you're...
Like, I'll move out eventually sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, but are you like fishing for... Do you need advice?
I'm doing fine, you know.
No, you got a problem.
Well, this thing's really blowing up. This thing's doing very well.
Hell yeah.
The program, I think a lot of people feel at home.
That's what we're calling it now.
The program?
It's a program.
Trevor, we're not labeling this thing. I'm just saying loosely. This is a thing we do every week.
Okay, so you can't commit, and that's your problem.
This is no problem. There's no issue.
It's not a program. It's like a project.
We're here every week. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. But you can't commit to a label.
Right. Well, it's
a project.
You got to take agency over your life, but you don't want to label your agency as like a, the Central Intelligence Agency. They have some problems. So labels get tricky.
Okay. So you want to live in a label-less world, and that's cool. I'm cool with that. If you can defend it, then I can support it, probably. I really probably shouldn't say that because there are probably a lot of things people defend that I don't support.
Right, there's a lot of good arguments for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Trevor was saying he was crying before this thing. Because,
you were crying?
Well, it's okay. He didn't have any of his gear. He was feeling kind of like,
why am I here? Down in the dumps.
It's okay. I get down in the dumps too. I was talking to somebody before this, and I was like, what if I cry? I might cry. I cry a lot.
It's a safe space here, though. If you want to get something, we were thinking maybe there's some trauma you got to work through. But again, if there's not, if life's going good, that's also a plus.
Life's going great. I mean, I certainly have trauma.
Right.
But I mean, I'm an open book. We can dig into my trauma if you guys want to.
Now, you a big bookhead? Big reader?
No.
Not a big bookworm. You a big listener to books? Trevor doesn't like listening to books.
Yeah.
You don't like listening? You rather would read it.
I would love to listen, but I want to put the work in and read, which sounds dumb, but...
Because then he just doesn't do it, though.
Yeah.
I think reading is awesome.
I want to read, like, autobiographies that are written by the author. I think that's cool. That's like
what autobiography is, I think.
No, but like to have the actual author do the audiobook. You know what I mean?
Is fun.
It's fun.
Sometimes they're dead, though.
Yeah, and you just don't read it.
Right.
Don't read it.
Sometimes the tumor of life will get you.
Oof. That is a timely. That's a yeah.
Yeah, stuff happens.
It's right on the nose.
Even if you're prepared, sometimes that's not enough.
Dude, oftentimes it's not enough. You can be so prepared, but if you are going to walk into an experience that you've never had before, it does not matter how prepared you are. You're going to have feelings about it. Logic and emotions do not mix. Even though it can be the case that emotions are derived and you get to an emotion in a logical way.
Right.
Like, it makes sense for you to be sad if somebody dies.
Right.
How do you separate logic from emotion?
You just want to sum that up?
Logic and emotion, they are separate. They just are separate. They can work in tandem, but they are separate.
Like a bicycle.
And emotion is something that you feel. Logic is something that you think. And you can think and feel similarly about things. But oftentimes, you might think about something, and you're like, on paper, I'm cool with this. But then it happens to you, and you're like...
Not as cool with it.
Not cool with it.
But again, you wouldn't even know what was on the paper because you're not reading it in the first place.
Yeah, maybe you got to really read the paper.
But maybe not, because maybe those preconceptions of what it's going to be aren't... That's time. You're thinking about what's going to happen.
I feel like this is Inception.
We're getting heavy. This
conversation is Inception. No, I mean, I like
Tommy
it.
Schmurda, our episode with Tommy Schmurda just came out. He was a big Inception fan. He thought that was not only a deep cut, but a shallow cut as well. Big movie head.
Big movie head. I don't know if I'm a big head.
Okay.
At all.
I wasn't saying your head's big or anything.
No. But you asked me if I was a big book head.
Right.
I don't read a lot. Although I wish that I did.
Right.
Because I think it would be good for songwriting to have a bigger lexicon.
Right.
In
general. That's a fun word.
And sometimes whenever I'm writing, like, I will go and find a book on one of my shelves if I'm stuck, and I'll just like flip to a page and see if I can find an interesting word there and use it. So if I just had those pre-logged into my head because I wanted to read, because I decided that reading is good, I think reading's great.
Sometimes I think I got all the words in my head already, but then the words you're actually talking to yourself with are like the same shit. So reading the thing, it just puts the words in there, and then you're like, maybe I'll try these out.
Yes. And that's definitely helpful in many aspects of life. Maybe you're stuck in life,
Trevor,
and you don't know how to identify how to move forward. Then you can find somebody who has, who is in a place that you want to be and see how they got there.
Right. Yeah. Most things have already happened.
Most things have already happened.
Just check out how it happened before.
True.
And then maybe that'll happen to you. I think we're kind of getting to the bottom of stuff.
Real quick.
Yeah. I think when you get three minds like this in one spot, things kind of move too quickly.
Too quickly? We're moving too fast?
Well, let's talk about you a little bit.
Okay.
We don't know much about you.
You want to know my origin story?
Yeah. Give us the whole thing.
the whole thing?
Well, not the whole thing. We're
right.
probably not interested in that, but just
I was
like
born.
a brief summary. Yeah, yeah.
I was born a joke.
Uh-huh.
And I came out of the womb, and my parents divorced like 4 months later.
Was it because of you, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
We don't want to speculate.
yeah. There's been talk about how people weren't very happy when I was born. I don't know if it was relative to me, but I was there.
You were, yeah.
So
no fault of your own.
Yeah, no fault of my own. So I grew up with divorced parents. My mom remarried, though, when I was like a year old. So
How was that, fella?
it was interesting. I mean, I don't remember any of that part. You know, I wasn't conscious.
Right. You were still pretty small at that point.
I was still pretty small, but I grew up in a 2-parent household, which, you know, it is what it is. My trauma lies back there, you know?
Right, because 2 parents, you're thinking not enough. You want a couple more?
Not enough. I need more. No, 2 parents was great, but the options I had were subpar.
It'll be like that sometimes.
And it'd be like that sometimes. But my mom and all of her sisters, she has 2 sisters and a brother, and they're pretty religious, and they sang in a band, a family band, and I give quotation marks because they were literally just like making scratch CDs of karaoke and taking it to coffee shops, and then we were all like singing on it. So I've been singing on stage since I was 3 years old because of that. And then my sister, I have 2 sisters. My sister Josie, who's like my literal best friend on the whole planet. She's been there literally my entire life.
That's how siblings work a lot of the time.
That's how siblings work. Well, I haven't been there her entire life, you know.
Why not?
Because I wasn't born for like 2.5 years.
So you just weren't there
yet.
for her.
I just wasn't even there.
All right.
So, and then we have an older half sister who is also awesome, but she's 7 years older than me. A little more shy about music in particular. So my sister Josie, I always tell people that she has the talent and I have the skill, and she taught me everything that I know, and I used to hate her for it. So probably around 9 or 10, we started making YouTube videos together. You can dig in her YouTube channel and find them. In every single one of them, I look angry because we've filmed this thing like 1,000 times, and I'm like, I can't do it. And she's like, just one more time. And of course, that was the one that always got posted. And now I'm super grateful for that. I grew up to really, really enjoy music and do it in every aspect of my life. I'm very passionate about it.
Now, is there any resentment there? Because she was taking all the money. She was kind of manhandling you.
We had no money at the time.
Right, but if there was any coming in, did you ever talk about how that was going to be split up? Did you feel like you were like an equal stake in the thing?
I don't know that I felt like we were equal stake, but I don't think... I never really cared.
You were looking for experience at that point in your life.
Yeah. You know, she had the drive to do the thing, and I just got to be there and have fun in the process.
Right.
And not that she didn't have fun, but I don't mind that she made the money for it. She still makes the money. She actually does music full time in my hometown. I'm from Canton, Ohio, also.
Canton. That's where the football thing is, right?
That's where the football thing is, and that's the only thing that's there. So... Yes, Pro Football Hall of Fame town. I hate football. Yeah.
What about the town? Decent one?
The town is decent. You know, I used to really hate it. People would ask me, you know, what's Canton like?
Where is it?
Where's Canton? It's Northeast Ohio. Oh. So it's about an hour south of Cleveland, half an hour south of Akron.
Is there hills there, or is it still flat?
It's pretty flat.
Because, you know, it goes like that. The mountains.
It's pretty flat. I mean, when you get up to...
Did you look at the mountains, Trevor? Do something back there?
Mountains of Canton?
No, the mountains of Ohio.
Mountains.
We want to see the range.
The range?
Well, what's the town like?
I used to tell people that it sucked because people are born there and they die there and they complain about it and hate it the whole time.
Right.
But since I left, I came here for college to do art school, and now I appreciate it a lot more. It's a lot smaller. There's just not a ton of people, so there's not a ton of traffic all of the time. Everywhere you go, you're running into somebody that you know, which, if you like them, is really sweet. It depends on the crowd that you run with, but it's also a dangerous area for sure. There's a lot of poverty and a lot of crime that happens.
And they get kind of wild sometimes.
They begin wild. I've seen some some crazy things.
When
in
you have a
Canton.
little, a good time, you might end up with a little more.
You might end up with a little
now,
more.
was your family from there for a while, like
Mm-hmm.
your grandparents and stuff?
My grandparents, yes. Everyone in my family is that I know is from Canton, and they all went to the same schools that I went to.
Well, that's kind of fun.
It's kind of
I don't really know
fun.
anybody outside of my like parents and siblings. The
It was
rest of my
cool going
family,
to the
so-
same high school that my grandparents went to high school at. And like them coming to events and being like, oh, I remember I was in this hallway when this thing happened, which is just like insane.
Right.
So yeah, generational trauma in Canton.
That's okay because you moved over here.
Because I moved over
So now
here.
you can just go back there sometimes, and it's like a good old little town. But it's not that
Yes.
small, right? It can't be that small.
I don't know how small it is. Look up the
Yeah,
population
Could you look up the population, Trevor?
Of
of Canton,
Looking at
Ohio.
photos, we don't.
that's what you asked for,
We
man.
need
like
to
a
look
map
at the,
or something.
Oh,
You know. All right, so you're growing older.
I'm
You're
growing
playing
older.
Music.
I'm playing music. I was super involved in school. I did everything I could in school. I did really well in school because it was kind of like hammered into my head that I had to go to college and be successful. You know,
Well, I feel like there's nothing else to do when you're in a small town, right? I mean,
there's nothing else to
because
do.
you at least need a reason to go move somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah. So I really invested myself in school. I did everything that I could do. I played sports. I did all the music stuff. I was in all.
Now,
of
what
the-
sports were you playing?
I played volleyball. I wasn't very good at it. I just had fun.
That's a fun one.
I played for 2 years in high school, and then I met my like biggest group of friends in middle school through volleyball, and we're still friends to some degree. We don't keep up with each other
you
nearly
guys could
as
never
much.
go pro, though. You could never really get it together.
We could never get it together.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you.
That was a statement. No,
Well, would you be pro if you could have been?
I wouldn't have been.
No,
for
it
sure.
wasn't. That's not the kind of
I
life you're looking
sucked.
for.
But I had so much fun. My friends, for sure. Some of them for sure could have done really
But things
well.
don't always pan out, even if
Yeah.
you're prepared.
Also, our school like generally was bad at sports. There were maybe like
Right.
3 or 4 people that probably could have if they were in the right environment, but they were just not in the right environment.
Were you doing like music in school?
I was doing music in school. Yeah, I was in all the choirs. I didn't do band or anything like that. So another part of my music journey is that everything that I do and everything that I know is by ear. Don't ask me what song, or nope, just kidding. Don't ask me what key my song is in. I can't tell you. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just think that it sounds nice. And that's how I live. And that's another reason why I didn't pursue music long term. So my sister, for example, like I said, she's got the talent. She did, she went to school for like a year. She just definitely knows more music theory. It just clicks for her in a way. It probably would if I read.
There's only
A little
12
bit.
keys.
There's only 12 keys. I don't know. I don't even know.
There's
I
only
don't
12
even know.
notes at least.
Did you know Canton, Ohio is known as Little Chicago?
Keys, I guess.
I've heard this.
Yeah. Well, also, most famous person, President William McKinley.
Yes,
And
we have the
then-
McKinley Monument.
And the population as of 2023 is 69,197.
Okay, think about that. The population of OSU is like 80,000.
Okay.
Just the OSU student
Right,
body,
right.
not even Columbus. So it's pretty small.
Now look up Columbus. I think we already did it. It's like 900,000 or something.
Yeah.
What are you doing back there? Type it in, man.
Wasn't it like Greater Columbus?
Metropolitan area. You gotta learn it's important to expand your lexicon,
Exactly.
right? And if you're not focused, if you're not reading anything, you're not really taking the time and focusing on anything, you're not
That's
gonna
the
grow.
number. Say it, Simon.
It's we're somewhere near 2,138,926. See, they got real specific at the end there. I don't know how they.
What did you just say? Did you say it's near
926.
2 million?
And
then
can't be
read
right.
100,000?
2,138,926.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That size difference is insane.
Why was it so much lower last time? We must have searched in. So we got to figure out what the. This is a global podcast. We're not trying to
It
get
was
too.
the.
local.
I remember it was the same.
This has got to be general knowledge. You know,
When we
people
looked
gotta
on-
find this accessible.
So
Dude,
that's
Owen
crazy.
could have told you this, man.
We had some fans in Tokyo reaching out,
Nuh-uh.
and they were like, "What's Trevor even doing back there?" But anyways.
Anyways, so my journey to Columbus in particular, I never thought I was going to get out of Canton. I didn't come from like money. I always wanted to make money though. I was like, I'm going to be an architect or something because the only thing that matters is making money. And then I tried a graphic design course and I was like, wait, I can do art and not math. Even though I loved math and I was pretty good at it. Not so much anymore. So I changed my mind. I said I was going to do graphic design, and my graphic design teacher at the time was like, where are you going to go to college? And I was like, Akron, duh, I can't go anywhere else. What do you mean? And he was like, that's so stupid. Don't do that. Make a list of 10 schools, you know, some that are way out of reach and dream schools, some that are, you could probably get in, but maybe can't afford it, and some that you definitely could fall back on. And so I did. One of those schools was CCAD, pretty middle of the road because it's expensive. And then I ended up coming to visit, and I was like, hell yeah, it's not that far away from home, and seems doable. Small school, which is kind of the vibe that I'm used to and familiar with. And so I just decided to go.
Trevor, didn't you go there for a second?
Yeah, I went there for 2 years.
And you've just kind of been lingering as a maybe I'm going back.
Well,
maybe.
for one, so my dad needs to do the FAFSA. We need to redo it because it won't get accepted.
Right. Do you think like commitments are important to follow through?
I just want. This school made me broke, so I can't really go back until I have money again.
Because you got to pay them money and then you don't have it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
a lot of people are in that situation.
You know, I don't think that you have to follow through with commitments. It depends on the commitment,
right?
And depends on how long it's going to take you. I feel so silly that I graduated college. I can't even lie. I feel so silly about it because I spent so much money. I am in so much debt, you guys. It's actually crippling. And I knew that was going to happen. And I made the choice to go to college when I was 17 years old.
Right.
And
everything's like intense.
Grow.
Everything's intense when you're like
at that age.
Yeah, I mean at that age, man, you got to help them out, you know.
You know, imagine like feeling like you have to follow through with the commitment that you made freaking 10 years ago. Yeah. Why?
Well, yeah, there's nothing else to do. You're either going to do that, which is
or
like
you're
a big fun risk,
your mind.
or you're just going to you're just going to hang out. I don't know. But yeah, especially with graphic, because you can already draw, right?
I can draw.
So then you go there and they're like, you did get better?
I did get better. I'll say like drawing wasn't even my number one thing that I was great at. I actually almost got to skip my drawing class because I had college credits in high school, but I was like, please God, give me that drawing class. I need it.
So what were the classes then?
So in graphic design, you have like visual literacy, which teaches you all of the Adobe programs. Almost everything that I did all of the time was on the computer. Pretty much.
Who did you have for visual lit?
We're getting real specific.
Who did you have?
God, who did I have? Who did you have?
Hopefully not the dead guy, right?
Andrew McCulley.
No.
Mr. McCulley.
I did not have that guy.
Okay, alright, that's all I want to know.
I didn't have that guy.
I think we had to take the same basic, the visual lit stuff to learn like Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. I forget what the other ones are, but I remember I took my first semester online, and I took a drawing class online, and it was, I don't think anybody should do a drawing class online.
Yeah.
That was the worst ever.
That's YouTube, I think.
Yeah, it was really, that was terrible.
But that fellow was a favorite of yours, maybe. The teacher.
You just remember his name.
Now, do you think he'd be proud of you?
He seemed like he was like all about me.
Right.
Like, he was like, oh yeah.
He was
Who's paying him for? Maybe. You know, they got to put on a show. Who are these people even, you know?
Cool. He was a cool guy.
There's a lot of cool people out there.
There's a lot of cool people that taught at CCAD for sure.
Yeah. A lot of people know things.
All of their names, which is unfortunate. I don't really remember most of their names.
You just move on,
Now, what are you saying? It didn't pay off?
It is paying off, quite literally. I mean, I work at a design firm,
right?
And I get paid a decent amount of money. I get paid like $60,000 a year, which is awesome.
Now, they have firms for design. I always figured it was like a person designs a thing.
Well, it depends on what you want to do. You can do so many things with graphic design. I could have been a freelancer. I've done some freelance work. I've been a person that designs things. But when you are the only person who designs something, you have to do every aspect.
Yeah.
You have to do the design and the layout. You have to write the copy. You have to figure out how to market it and put it out for people. And a design firm does all of those things and has different departments for it. So at my job, we have an accounts team. They deal with the client. Then we have the copywriting team, they write all of the words, and then we have the design team, and they give us all the info. They give us the box, and we design inside of it.
It's real corporate, is what you're saying.
It's very corporate, and
so you're like maybe you're gonna like crop something. You're the crop person. I'm the crop department. Is that what?
Sure.
So there's like a different thing. So then you just make it. Everyone's got a thing they're doing.
Everyone's got a thing they're doing.
And there's always work sitting there, and you can just go do it.
And you can just go do it.
Instead of having to come up with the entire thing.
Yes.
Plus you can get some money.
Plus I can get some money.
So that's working out pretty well.
It's working out. It's working out. I feel like I can't say anything about my like discrepancies about it because you guys are going to post this, and what if I get fired?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a real like secretive thing. It's a bunch of different agencies. Is this intelligence agencies?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I work at a medium-sized agency. We're a branding agency specifically. Branding is a little bit different than other things. Your brand identity, for example, is Acorn Archive. That's your brand,
Right.
and that's your identity. Anything you put under that name should live underneath of your brand. It identifies who you are. That's what we focus on, but we also do just general design things too. It depends on what our clients want.
Okay, so I want to design maybe like a billboard that is going to go on a boat.
The billboard is on the boat.
And I don't want to think about it too much, so could you walk me through this? I got a lot of money.
You got a lot of money, and people do have a lot of money.
I'm one of them.
Well, I don't know. See, this is the part that I don't do.
You would maybe...
I don't do the communicating, but...
I understand. You'd be setting up the billboard. You'd be getting on there. You'd be getting the team together.
Exactly. But somebody would come to you and ask you a bunch of questions. Okay, so what do you want to be on the billboard? Why are you creating the billboard? Who, in particular, do you want to see the billboard?
The problem is I think I get really introspective with all those questions. I don't want to think about this too much,
Okay,
I got a lot of money in the situation.
Well, then we'll think about it for you.
Okay.
Then that's what would happen. We would decide, okay, all you have to figure out is what's going to be on the billboard and what you want to happen with it. Okay, so maybe you need a bunch of people to see your podcast, and that's it.
What if I get seasick, though,
Are you going to be on the boat?
I'm just saying you guys have insurance for that sort of thing.
No, I think that's your problem.
Now we got a deal breaker.
So maybe you guys have like competitors, right? That we could reach
Sure.
out to. We'll shop this
Sure.
thing around a little bit.
Let me give you a list.
Okay, so it's kind of paying off. It's sounding fun. Kinda.
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's really stressful. Like today in particular, stressful day.
Right. Now what's going on?
Because we just have to meet a deadline, basically, that is a tall ask. We did a bunch of things, and the
Big
owner
billboard.
saw the things we did, and he was like, no, this is not working. And we were like, okay. So then our boss came to us today and said, well, we have to redo all of these things by 12 tomorrow at 2:30. So
And this
I
is one of
have
those
to-
guys with like a lot of money and stuff?
I mean, he probably has a lot of money.
Decent amount.
He probably has a lot of
but
money.
You still got to get this job done.
I have to get the job done. Well, okay, the client has a lot of money. They are spending a lot of money, and that's why it's so important that we do this thing on their timeline.
Right.
So, yeah, we're apparently not giving exactly what they need, so we have to kind of start over.
Do the whole
and
thing
do
over
it
again.
again.
That's no fun at all.
No, it's no fun at all, and I actually have to get back on a call in an hour.
Now, do you find you'll get stuck in like a loop of the same thing over and over again, and it'll just kind of, your life will slip away from you?
Yes, I'm totally afraid of that. I don't know. I mean, I'm learning so much about the industry that I'm hoping someday I can take that knowledge and figure out what I want to do with it, in the sense that I've always been kind of like anti-entrepreneurship, because I'm like, I don't want to do all the work. I'll be a worker bee.
Right, sure,
I don't
yeah.
care.
Trevor.
I'm learning a little bit about worker bee life, and I'm kind of like, I
Are
might
you
want to
talking
be
about
my
the
own
Bee
boss
movie?
someday.
Have you seen
I
the
might
Bee
want to do
movie?
it. The Bee movie. Yes.
It's a wonderful film with Jerry Seinfeld. And
Your favorite, probably.
what is that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
I remember one time me and my sister were up late at night on demand. Remember On Demand?
Yes.
Yeah, we were on demand. And it was a Friday night, and we were like, the only movie that we could watch that was available was B Movie. Then the second night, we were looking for a movie, still no new movie. She says, do you want to watch B Movie again? And we did. I've seen that movie plenty of times. Do you think it should have been Larry Sting, or they should have kept it as B. Larry King?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I like B. Larry King.
I do too.
I didn't mind it at all.
Some people think it should be Larry Sting.
Larry Sting is kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's a good pun.
I kind of like it.
But also, like, just B. Larry King.
You're saying you don't like Seinfeld.
I've
a broad statement. It's a great film, man.
Do you guys like each other?
Well, we have some
I
issues.
often wonder that, man.
He was crying before the show started.
I was like,
having a whole break.
And you're shaming him for it.
It was funny. You should have seen it. He's gotten over it though. He's not.
No, I'm way more jolly about it now.
I mean, if you would just if your stuff
Because you're
would work,
here.
you know.
The anticipation of the thing is worse than the real thing.
Exactly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he gets all worked up about it ahead of time, and I'm just like, you gotta live in the moment, man. Do you find that? Are you pro the moment, or are you?
I'm
anti?
pro the moment.
Yeah.
I'm so pro the moment.
Now,
Sometimes it's hard.
How do you do that?
There are lots of different ways. I feel like I meditate. I try to not be on my phone whenever I'm with people. I don't know if you guys struggle with that.
Trevor's never paying attention to what I'm saying.
I try to just focus on one thing at a time. And if I am realizing that I'm struggling to be present, I'll try to find something and lock in on it. So, for example, like when I'm meditating and trying to be present, and I realize, thoughts are happening, instead of getting frustrated about my thoughts happening and making more thoughts happen, I just try to let them pass, give myself grace, and recognize, oh, I'm thinking right now. Maybe I could focus on something else. And so I'll focus on my breath, and I'll repeat, do you guys have inner monologues?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trevor, you do. You have a dialogue in there?
So you can,
We both said yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's got an inner dialogue.
So you
they're talking with
understand.
themselves.
You can,
Don't get worked up, man.
You can talk to yourself in your brain. So for me, whenever I'm meditating, I will listen to myself breathing, and I'll essentially replay it in my head until I'm not replaying it anymore, and I'm just listening. If somebody's talking to me and I'm having a hard time being present, I'll repeat the words that they're saying to me in my head until I just lock into what they're saying.
Right.
Sometimes if I'm doing a task and I'm not being present, I'll try to make it a little bit more difficult.
You ever yell inside yourself, just be present sort of thing, You find a sort of anger, you can kind of work your way through it?
I think anger makes it harder to be present. I try to give myself
So you're
patience.
anti-anger.
I'm not
Pro-patience.
anti-anger. I definitely get mad, and there are definitely times to get mad, and that's okay. But if I'm trying to actively be present in a situation, if I get mad at myself for not being present, any time that I realize that I'm not being present, then I'll get mad, and then I start having dialogue with myself about how I'm angry, and then that's counterintuitive.
Right. And we only got so much time is what I keep telling Trevor, This stuff's going to slip away from you. You might just get stuck in that job, and if you're thinking the whole time, you're just going to stay there forever. And I'm
going to have an existential crisis after this.
Trevor's putting boxes in a truck. His gear's breaking down.
I'm taking him out of the truck.
Oh, he's taking them out, which is a slight improvement, actually.
Yeah.
But he's taking them out. His gear's breaking down.
Yeah.
He's guy. I'm cleaning windows. It's not going anywhere.
Someone tried to steal your bucket?
Someone did try to steal my bucket, and I said, no. Because it's important to protect your own things,
Wait, so what do you guys do? How old are you?
I'm 20.
I'm 22.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Noted. You guys don't get to know how old I am. I see the knowing look. Guess.
A lot of the viewers were saying you're 30, 45.
30, 45?
Somewhere in that range,
Okay, I'll take it.
Just going to stick with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
wish.
we're all born at some point. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of.
Oh, I'm not ashamed. I just think it's
You
kind
didn't
of
like
fun.
those first couple years. What? This is actually an interesting question. Where were you on 9/11?
Damn, this is really going to date me, you guys. I don't know where I was on 9/11.
Well, let me ask you this. Could you have made a difference?
No.
And you didn't.
I probably couldn't walk.
You don't even remember what happened?
Oh, I don't even
Dude,
know
those
what
towers
happened.
came down.
Nope, I certainly
I'll
don't know
never
what
forget.
happened.
I'll never forget.
You weren't even there.
I wasn't there.
You weren't
personally.
even-
I could have made a difference, but I in spirit, I think
right.
I was helping. I was trying to do something.
Okay. Yeah, your soul was somewhere. Is that
Are
what
you
you're saying?
pro 9/11?
No.
We had some controversy in
Wait.
the comments.
Actually,
Not a big September head.
Wait, I don't know. I mean, I'm not pro 9/11. I'm not pro anybody
But
like
again,
dying.
I
I'm not
understand
pro
what you're saying.
terrorist attack.
The
But
days
I'm also
following,
like
there's
not.
a sense of community. You
Yeah,
know?
right?
The country really, we felt united. We felt, and it's hard to fake that. And you know that we did go bomb some people.
It's
you know,
also like
but
the
that was a good
country
ti-
kind of
It was a
sucks.
good time. You know.
I feel like we're doing like terrible, shitty things to other people all the time. Like maybe we just deserved a little taste of our own medicine, but
And it brought us all together. 3,000. I mean, how many
You
people
guys
are
are
in
gonna get me
Columbus?
canceled or something.
You know, how many people are here? 2 million? 3,000.
Well, I'm against post 9/11.
The documentaries are fun. Let's say that. Let's start there.
They're fun.
I watched a documentary.
A good documentary
recently.
is a good time, you know?
A good documentary is a great time.
You
You guys know
learn
about the
something.
Stanford prison experiments?
I do, yeah. Those are fun.
I didn't know about those.
Right, that got weird quick.
It got weird literally so quick. I was watching the documentary and it was like,
It seemed unnecessary.
it was like, you know, we got them naked and tied them together. And then it was like day 2. And I was
Right.
like, no way. You did that on day 1. You guys
right.
are
It's like before the
psychopaths.
internet, people were creative. I think there's no originality like that anymore.
I was just talking about that with my friends the other day. Do you guys think it's easier or more difficult to manipulate people nowadays with, you know, the inception
Right.
of the internet? Or do you think it was more difficult prior to the internet because there are less like media sources?
Well, it's hard to say. If you were a guy who had the internet and you were back then obviously you can just fool everyone. But you didn't know shit either. You
Exactly.
Had to, you that's one of the that's the nice thing I think about living now is back then you anyone who claimed to be like kind of smart, you just listen to whatever they said.
I think the like cell phones and the computer, they like fuck up your brain. So like I think anything that like fucks up your brain,
guy.
anything that fucks up your brain can be used for manipulation. It's like I think it really like affects the sort of, I don't know, when I think about like how like people were manipulated like back in the day, like I think about like
Is it something you did?
Charles Manson.
Oh right.
But he used
That's not good.
LSD to
Are you trying to manipulate somebody? How'd it come up is what I'm asking.
Maybe I'm trying to manipulate you and you don't even know. How would you know?
That's a good point. How do you detect those things? And
clueless, dude.
I think that's the thing. We ended up coming. It was really just a question to be posed. No manipulation at hand,
right.
unless I had been manipulated. But I think we came to the conclusion that, you know, nowadays you have access to so many things. Like now I can see what's going on in another country, whereas prior to that, there was no like visual idea of what was happening outside of your local community. Which, you know, you could argue because of that, it'd be easier to be manipulated then. I think manipulation is just a little bit different now, right? Because how can you really trust what you're seeing most of the time? Like we are, you know, battling with that all the time. If I'm seeing something on my feed that I think is true, but is likely being catered to me because of all of the persona data points about me to, you know, make my algorithm perfect for me, essentially. Even if it's coming from a trusted source, you know, we're all skeptical. There's no proof that we can trust anybody or anything anymore.
Right.
So to that degree, I think everybody is just a little bit confused.
right.
Right? It's just easier to confuse us with all of this information,
Yeah.
like decision paralysis. And that in and of itself seems like a manipulation tactic to me. If everybody is confused and you're the guy with all of the money and you know what's going on behind the scenes, you can kind of do whatever you want. If you can just like, you know, wave a flag in front of somebody and then, you know.
It's weird too because you
pickpocket
feel
them.
like you know, or like you are interacting with people all the time. No, not just like the people you're talking to on your phone, but like just like seeing people on your phone all the time. But then you think about like how many people did I actually see or talk to today? It's like most of the time it's much less than, and it doesn't seem to be going. I mean, even when I was a kid, it's like people would just come over to your house and kind of like see what's up. Now, if someone did that, I'd be like, "What do you want?" You know. Why didn't you announce your departure?
Yeah, why didn't you text me before you walked in the door, even if I knew you were coming over?
Right.
Yeah, no, I
wanted those
agree.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it just takes a moment just to text me back.
Right. It just takes a moment, Trevor.
It just takes a moment. No, I agree. A friend of mine FaceTimed me the other day, and he was just like, I was just thinking about you, and I was asking him how he was, and he said that he deleted all of his social media. And I asked him, what is that doing for you? How does that make you feel? And he said, well, it makes me feel, what the hell? Excuse you. Excuse you.
What is that, man? She was. We were
Trevor
getting really deep there.
farted.
Trevor farted when you were telling the story. Jesus, Trevor. Gears broken. He was crying. I was farting. This whole thing's going off the rails.
Duality. Multiplicity, even.
Crying and farting.
What were you saying? Your friend broke his phone. Now he's real lonely.
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, he broke his phone on purpose, and he was like, I just realized that I thought I was interacting with a bunch of people. I thought I had a bunch of friends, and I realized my actual community is really tiny.
Yeah.
And it'll do that for you. I try to implement an open door policy at my house. If you ever just walk past my house and I might be there, knock on the door. Come hang out.
Yeah, it's a nice. Otherwise, what are you even doing living in wherever you are? Except that it's like slightly takes a little less time to drive somewhere.
And has anybody ever just showed up at your door that you enjoy,
No,
and then you're like
Trevor or somebody
soliciting?
I'm just kidding, Trevor. We're just joking around. This is a
you hate
program.
him.
I'm not trying to push
This
you
is
down.
crazy.
He was crying and crying, but I'm not trying.
It's okay to
I'm just
cry.
teasing. I'm just
It's
teasing.
okay.
I know that.
Feel things.
That's why I feel so comfortable crying, going to Simon's door, crying.
Yeah.
He opens the door,
Well, sometimes
and he says, "Come in, buddy."
I wish people felt a little less comfortable.
What?
Is that just you?
You just need a little alone time sometimes.
Say that.
Alone time is
Right.
good too.
Yeah.
Alone time's
Necessary.
good. You got to figure stuff out. You're even when you're around people, you're ultimately alone for a little bit. Sometimes you're asleep. Sometimes. Do you guys sleep much? You big sleepers?
Oh my god. I'm a big sleeper.
I think that's important. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of.
I could go to sleep right now.
Right.
Watch me. No, I'm just kidding.
That could be a good segment of the podcast.
Yeah, just my nap.
It's real Andy Warhol.
Now, what do you mean by that? He's a little abstract, a little like, off the wall.
Now he filmed someone sleeping.
Oh.
Isn't it great that I know that?
Now, did you check it out?
Did you read that in his autobiography?
Right.
Perchance.
I'm not a big reader. I think he watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually learned it at the school.
Really?
I learned about it.
Away?
Nice. Well, it's good. That's where you got to learn things, Trevor. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you're giving
it's
them your
cool.
money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about you again. We figured I think everything out for the viewers. We kind of figured
Sure.
it all out.
True.
But when did you figure it all out?
I'm
I
figuring
imagine it
it
wasn't
out.
right away.
I am figuring it out. I mean, I've had more figured out, I think, than a lot of people, like, throughout my life. That sounded like the most conceited thing that I could possibly say. I don't even mean it that way.
Stand.
I just name dropped Andy Warhol. So.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conceited as hell, man.
You think?
Conceited as hell.
That's your take.
Andy Warhol.
Anti-artist, maybe.
Yeah.
Anti-free spirit. You want more.
Uh-oh.
You want them to conform. Now,
Uh-oh.
which one did he? Did he do the faces?
He did the soup cans.
The melted
Soup
ones.
cans.
No, that's a rug.
The repeated
So
ones.
clearly,
Yeah. Yeah.
The Marilyn Monroe. Yeah.
a lot of good stuff there. I don't know why you're not a fan.
banana.
But again, that's not even what we were talking about.
No, we're talking about when I figured it out. I'm still figuring it out. I think that the truth is no one ever figures it out.
Well, that's sad.
That's just part of the human experience.
That's
We're just
unfortunate.
learning all the time. It's not sad. It's interesting. It's what makes us interesting.
Right. Well, because sometimes you figured out something that you can give to somebody else, and then they figured out something they can give to you.
Exactly. You run into people who guide you and you guide other people. And that's just how it works. And it's how it will always work. Every connection that you have teaches you something, even if it's, wow, I really don't fucking like that guy.
Right. But what is this whole thing? What are we doing?
What are we doing? I don't know. Well, okay. I'm sorry. I keep deflecting. I'm trying to lead the podcast.
It's okay.
I
This is a
think.
safe space again.
I don't know. I think that you got to follow the joy in life. And that's just mostly true.
Trevor's having a birthday party in a couple months.
6 months, man.
We're looking for a
6
venue.
months?
If you know
venue?
anywhere, yeah.
Really?
Well, we're trying.
What do you want to do for your birthday?
Out.
You want to play?
What?
Trevor? Want to get some Legos or something?
Oh, I thought, okay, when you were saying venue, when you say venue, my mind thinks music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this venue's just for a birthday party of me.
We're gonna get some cake in there, some pizza.
If
Okay.
I had
What about a bonfire? You guys into fires?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
I have
good
a nice
time of year.
backyard. You could have
Okay.
it at my house.
Trevor,
Sweet.
this could be. Then that builds in. At least you'll have one guest.
Yeah. Maybe Owen will be there. Maybe you'll be there, right?
Owen said maybe though.
And what did you say?
I said, I'll be setting it up. I'll be busy. It'll
You'll
be a
be-
busy day for me.
you'll
I'll
be
be in and out. I'll be in and out.
What if you guys traveled?
We're thinking about traveling. We're trying to go to Pittsburgh to
Oh.
meet some guy who was just here. I mean, he's like the other day. Trevor was like, the guy we're going to go see. He's coming tonight.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's inconvenient, huh? Well, we'll go
Why?
there. It'll be a fun trip.
Yeah.
It's good to travel. You a big travel head?
I love traveling.
Where you been?
I have been to Yosemite recently, which was a big one.
That's a good park.
It's a good
It's a big
park.
one.
It's a big one. It's gorgeous. That's the furthest I've ever been away.
Did you drive there?
No, we
Oh.
flew. Furthest I've driven. My dad lived in Texas for a while, and we used to go back every summer
Nice.
for. That was our vacation.
Was that like 20 hours or something?
18 if
Oh,
you
wow.
drive straight through. So Texas, I've been to Boston and Rhode Island. I've been to New York. I've been to New Jersey. I've been to North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia.
Now, what are you doing in these places?
Dude, having fun.
Yeah.
Having the best time. I like to be outdoors. I'm a big fan of hiking, and I would like to backpack, but I've never backpacked. I like hiking. I like camping. I like eating.
And that's pretty cheap.
Hiking and camping?
Yeah.
Cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love hiking and I love camping. And it is so cheap, and maybe you should do that for your birthday.
That could be a thing. She's trying to shake you out of the venue. She doesn't want you there.
No, I'm just saying it might be more fun than my backyard. You're welcome to my
You
backyard.
could set up a tent or something. We could get you a tent.
Yeah, it'll be like
Spend the night.
Yeah.
Cosplay
Crowdfund,
camping.
yeah. Great.
Yeah. We'll pretend.
Do you have an automobile?
I do.
How's it holding up?
Honestly, I just got it
Okay.
a couple of days ago, maybe this past weekend. It's old. It has a hard shift
You
between.
just got a car?
I just got it. So I had a car for a while.
Yes.
The timing belt broke. Car dead. And then I was borrowing my dad's car, and then
Can't put
he
a new
got me
belt
one.
in there?
Well, what happens when your timing belt breaks? This is what I know about cars. Okay. Apparently, your timing belt is in your engine, and there are pistons underneath of the timing belt.
Yeah.
Okay, and the timing belt separates the pistons from like important shit in the engine. Okay.
So it doesn't...
Yeah. So
Mess
when
it up.
Yeah.
So
So,
when-
when the
without
timing
it-
belt breaks and the important shit hits each other, bad things can happen to your
Bam.
engine.
Now, what car was that?
It was a Nissan Juke.
Juke. I've never heard of that. in
Look
my
it
life.
up.
Could you look it up, Trevor?
It's a bug car.
Do you miss this car? Not yet, maybe.
It really wasn't my choice because the car that I had before it, I had for 5 months. Yeah, I had a
What?
red one.
That's a pretty big. I thought it was
It's
going to be a tiny
discontinued.
little car.
It's actually smaller than you think. It just looks like a
Oh,
little
really?
SUV. It's pretty small. And that's what I didn't really like about it was that it was so small. Not that I need very much space. I'm a small gal. I'm not traveling with people all of the time or driving them around because I don't really like to drive people around. Kind of. So it was fine. But now I have a 2005 CRV. It is in rough shape, but it's moving. It's going. It's taking me places. It took me here.
How much was it?
It was $1,000.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. A family member had it.
Oh, so that's
So-
a little better than just buying a shitty car.
Yeah.
For $1,000.
Exactly.
Unless maybe they don't like you. Do you have like a
I actually really don't
problems
know
with them?
them
Oh.
at all,
they could be setting you up for failure.
and they might be. For $1,000 though,
Yeah,
who cares?
it's good to take a risk in life.
Yeah,
Good to take a
it's my
chance.
risk until I figure it out. Until I save.
How many
up some
miles?
money. 130,000 miles, pretty much, which is really
For
good
2005.
for
That's
2005.
That's crazy.
That's like 6,000 miles a year.
Right.
That's insane.
They weren't driving that thing.
That's nothing. They weren't even driving it.
Okay, so you're driving around. You got a nice little corporate job. I don't mean to call it little.
No, I mean yes.
It's
no.
a large building,
You're-
I
you're
imagine.
right. Nah,
Do you have like a desk space?
I do.
And this is what is mahogany?
No.
Okay. And you're going there. You're going home. You're playing songs. Are you in Dairy Family?
I am.
All the time. Okay.
I am.
It's hard to keep up with the
Yeah.
lineup.
I've been with them for a little over a year.
Nice.
Now.
What is
Uh,
the full
There's 9 of us when we're full. So
Now that couldn't fit in a, what is it, Nissan Juke?
No, it can't. I mean, it could if we tried hard enough.
Everything's about perseverance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can do most things if you try hard enough.
Okay, so you're playing with them, but you've been playing your own stuff too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've only been writing my own music for 4 years.
When
now.
did you start playing like guitar and stuff?
Then, at the same
Okay,
time. So COVID happened in the middle of college for me, and that's when I started playing the guitar. And I moved here and started realizing, so I would play out with my sister all the time, okay? And people after shows would ask me, like, what about you? What do you write? And I'm like, I don't write music. And then there was a day where somebody asked me that, and my sister got so tired of hearing me say that I don't write music. She was like, oh my God, yes, you do. And I was like, no, I don't. And she was like, you helped me write this song, which she always gives me credit for, and I think I just, like, changed one note.
We were there.
I was there. And she basically was like, yes, you do. And I was like, I don't write songs. I have, like, little, like, voice memos of random shit that I hear in my head, but they're just, like, snippets of things. She was like, dude, just keep building on that and you'll have a song. That's all that it takes. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try. And so then I started writing my own music.
Right, there's no barrier anymore. You can just put the thing out.
You can just put the thing down. Except for now when I want to, I'm like, I can't come up with any ideas.
Well, yeah, that's another problem. But it used to be like, if you could make a song and put it out, that was like the whole thing. And now it's still the whole thing. You know, you can still do that super easily, and maybe no one listens to it, but you can do the thing.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I want to do. My only goal for the year is to release anything at all.
Do you have anything released?
Single song. Mm-mm. I have nothing released, and every time I play something, somebody's like, "Where can I find it?"
It's
I'm
good
like,
music. I liked it a lot.
Thank you. I'm like, my Instagram.
Now, let's look forward to the future a little bit.
Okay.
Wrap this thing up. Do you feel 5 years, where are you going to be? Let's go 10.
10 years?
Give yourself a little breathing room.
How old am I in 10 years? I hope I own a house.
Okay.
It doesn't really
Brick and
matter
mortar?
where it is. I hope I own a house. God, I don't know.
Gonna have a garden or something?
Oh, I would love to have a garden.
A nice porch.
I need a nice backyard. I need a fire pit. I love having fires.
Fire pit would be nice.
I love having fires.
Now, is this fenced in or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Fenced in.
Work that into the
so
budget.
that I can watch other people's dogs if I want to, because I don't really want to have the responsibility of my own.
Okay, that could be a little source of income, maybe.
A little source of income.
That'll pay off the fence.
It'll pay off the fence.
You're thinking ahead.
Thinking ahead. I want to be able to entertain. I want to have my friends around. I'd love to have a timeshare with my friends.
Right.
I know that sounds probably like a ridiculous, like,
no, because then you guys can
goal.
share the time. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yes, and then we're connected. We have to be connected to each other.
Right. Financially would be great.
Financially would be great. No, but a vacation spot also. And I hope that everybody moves away. Not everybody moves away, but I hope that some people move away, and then I have friends who are vacation spots.
Right.
Which would be cool.
Right, that'd be fun. I keep wishing Trevor would get out of here so I could go visit him somewhere cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But people just hang around, and you're like,
the one that's got to get out.
They're just there and there, you know?
I want to host shows, which I want to do at the house that I live at now. It's something that I'm planning on. But I want to be able to do listening rooms in my house. I want to be
What do you mean by that?
Listening rooms?
Yeah, you're just listening to a thing?
Yeah. I mean, if you think about the kind of music that I play, that you've heard me play.
Yeah.
It's not music that you, like, dance to or, like, sing along. It's music that you listen to. And so music like that will naturally create a listening room, but essentially it's for singer, songwriter.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you go and you actively listen.
Yeah, that's to me is always more appealing to like host that kind of thing.
Than hosting it?
No, I'm saying if I was going to host something, that would be the kind of thing I want to host instead of like
a raging house party.
Right, yeah.
I don't want to be doing that in 10 years.
Right.
Like, absolutely not. I want to do that. I don't know. Maybe I'll be in love. That's corny.
Stuff happens, but you know.
Who knows? Who knows? I think I will be in love. Maybe not even necessarily in a romantic sense, but I love people. I already am in love. I love people. And I don't really care about having like a partner in my house or kids very much. So I used to think I wanted to be a mom, but then I'm kind of
Then you met some children and you're like, I could do without them.
Yeah, I'm weird with kids.
What's interesting is they do get bigger.
They get bigger. Well, that's the part that is like weird. I can't differentiate how to interact with a kid versus an adult, and so when I interact with kids, it's like this.
Right.
And we don't get each other.
You don't think they get you?
No, sometimes they do. Sometimes like really smart kids they'll appreciate it. That
You're
I
hanging
like
out
to
with
talk
kids a
to them.
bunch,
Like
are you saying?
No.
Okay.
I don't hang out with them enough, probably. That's probably why it's always like weird whenever I do.
You're
My
saying
friend's nanny.
to the viewers, hang out with more children.
It depends. It
Depends on if the
depends.
kid's
If
cool,
you want to
you know?
have kids, if you want to have kids,
Some kids suck.
if you want to
Is that
have
what
kids,
you're
you
saying?
should be spending time around kids.
You gotta warm up.
But and your intentions should be pure,
yeah, we'll start there.
right? Because I see the rabbit hole you're trying to lead me down.
We just had some concerns come up in the comments, but
About who?
we won't get into that.
What?
Yeah, someone in the comments said dating a 13-year-old would be really annoying. I was like, well,
And then we found out it was Trevor's burner account. He was crying and crying. I was like, why would you say something like
Would also
that?
be just like really
He just wants
not
attention.
cool unless you were 13.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that took a dark turn.
Yeah.
That got weird.
Yeah.
Got weird quick.
Um,
What were we talking about? Bring us back to home, Trevor.
My 10 years.
Oh yeah, let's go 15. Are you still in that house? You think?
I don't know.
Maybe
I have no idea what's happening in 15 years. I'm just trying to be present, dog.
Right. Just trying to be present, Don. Maybe you'll have like a new TV or something, but beyond that,
No, I don't even really care. As long as I don't care about having a big house. I just like want a place that is home base.
yeah.
I'd love to be able to do more traveling and see more of the world eventually. And hopefully I can just like make enough money to do that. That's the hard part. And I'm on track to be doing that, but I don't know. All I really care about is being comfortable and being happy, and that's it. And if that means that, I quit my job and do freelance stuff or, do music or whatever it means, do a community garden, watch people's dogs, then that's what that
There's
means.
time for all those things.
There's
You
so
can figure it
much
out.
time. I have
But
no
sometimes
idea.
there's not. Sometimes,
Sometimes you die.
yeah, that'll happen too.
Do you guys think that if you died, that you would want people? Wait. Imagine.
Imagine.
Simon, imagine. Trevor dies.
Okay.
It's okay. Trevor dies.
All
It's
right.
horrific. It's sad.
Yeah, sure.
You have to decide. Do you want to see his dead body, or do you never want to see him again?
Here's a more important question, man. Would you put out my unfinished videos?
Okay. I'm gonna answer these one at a time. No, I don't want to see them, and I'm not gonna edit those videos, unfortunately, because that's a lot of time.
It's a lot of work.
I'm gonna be mourning already, which is you're welcome. On top of that, I'm not gonna spend time searching through files.
Or tapes. You're a digital guy. You're inept.
I'm a digital guy. I'm not an analog guy like Trevor.
Oh gosh, I hope.
So your
that somebody
question
does
is
that for me.
like, all right, let's put it someone else. Someone else dies. Do I want to see that body?
Well, if it's somebody you care about,
Oh, okay. Someone I care about.
And now that changes everything.
right?
I guess so. I've seen a dead body of someone I cared about. They're not really in there. It's true.
I
Just
also
cracking up,
in there.
Trevor.
I would like to, because I have before. I would like to see the dead person
Yeah.
that I like.
Yeah.
that
don't
I
mind
love.
it. I don't mind it.
I think
You don't
that's.
mind it?
I think that's totally part of it. Like you need to like.
You need proof.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
No, it's like. Yeah, it's something to think about because sometimes like you might think like he's just gonna spring out because it's like a
Right.
joke because he was such a jokester and then
Right.
it's not like that at all.
For the accident.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, they're not really in there, So you might as well go see. It's a nice little. It's nice to know they're not in there.
Yeah. You need the closure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know my own answer to that question. I've just been thinking about it a lot recently.
You gonna go check out that dead body?
Yeah. I might go check out a dead body tomorrow.
Right. Sometimes they burn it. It's like, whoa.
I don't hate that.
No, I don't. Yeah, it seems fun. In Star Wars, they burn them.
Is that what happens?
happened to
with- I think Darth Vader, don't they?
as well as Qui-Gon.
After he's dead.
Yep.
This is getting boy.
We're getting really
Star Wars comes up and I need to go.
Not a big Star Wars head. Not a big movie head.
I'm not a big head.
We covered that. Well, thanks for coming on. You down to do a musical performance?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's switch up. And Trevor, anything to close this out?
Yeah,
all right.
So this is gonna be.
You gonna do your warm-ups?
I didn't do my warm-ups.
It's important.
I've been busy.
It's alright.
I've been busy living.
You gotta, get busy,
I actually haven't been living. I've been busy working. Can you guys just tell me when you're ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Actively right now? I'll do that a couple more times. Why don't we pick up where we left off? We don't have to talk about the hard stuff. Bare feet, kissed by the sun. Just love and let love. Slow down. All we have is now. Slow down. All we have is now. Today tears fell like leaves from the trees. There they stood, staring at me. Don't ask for wisdom, they'll tell you. Just listen, you are nothing, and that's everything. Slow down. All we have is now. Slow down. All we have is. Wait. Can you imagine what would happen if you let go of all the expectations you used to know? I bet it liberate you. I bet it liberate you too. Slow down. All we have is now. Slow down. All we have is now. has now left me behind in a mess of sound. Don't panic, the end is coming, even if you run from it. You've got big feelings you can't put on paper. If only someone could sense your frustration. Lighten up, that's enough. How much can you take before you give up? Sending love, sending love, sending love. No one is smarter, you look like your father. It's truly uncanny. Oh, I can't believe how much you've grown from that girl I've known. Well, I hope you stay, 'cause I'd miss you, regardless of your trust issues. I trust that you'd know when to draw the line. In the meantime, I'm sending love. Sending love.